Hey, what's up, guys? John here. I think we're all being played in a huge way with this whole Elon Twitter thing. Everyone's so excited. I go on Instagram, Facebook. Everyone's like, yeah, we did it. Freedom of speech. It's a complete joke. I think it's a complete joke, and it has nothing to do with what you think I'm going to say. Let me run a situation by you. Let's say, for example, your family, you guys ran the entire world, right? And so you, as that family unit, connected with 20 or 30 or 40 other families. And all of you guys kind of game plan together. 8 billion people is a lot of people. So how do you control that many people, right? What would you do? Probably come up with, the UFC and NFL, NBA, soccer. You'd come up with, all different types of musical activities. You'd come up with swimming and all these different things, Olympics and all these different distractions. You would come up with these. And why? Because you'd want to distract people from what's going on. But the thing is, with someone like a Michael Phelps or a Lil Nas X or a Kim Kardashian or Cristiano Ronaldo or any of these people, they're very interesting. They're intriguing people, but to a very small degree. And when I say a small degree, they might have 100 million followers on Insta, 20 million followers, or a rising star in UFC might have 2 million, and they have influence, but influence in a way to where people, they're interested in them, but they wouldn't actually probably take that much advice from them. They're very interested in following their day-to-day activity, but you look like Elon Musk. Look at Elon. Elon is the kind of guy that, Cristiano Ronaldo or Kim Kardashian, they're very dialed into one specific audience. But Elon is the kind of guy that whether you're a 10-year-old kid or a 90-year-old guy or lady, or you're, someone out in Africa or in India that really doesn't follow any of this, distraction on social media, right? You would still be interested in Elon Musk because he's doing the electric vehicles. He's the kind of guy that, smokes a joint on Rogan, the kind of guy that would be your wingman. He's the kind of guy that would fly you to Mars, and he's the kind of guy that could build you an electric vehicle. He's the kind of guy that could do anything and more, right? Everyone loves Elon Musk. And if you were running the world and your family was running the world, you would have a ton of the Cristiano Ronaldos and the Kim Kardashians, Sean O'Malley's, Colby Covington, Nate Diaz. You'd have all these people, right? You'd have, thousands and thousands of these people to distract in a small scale. Every single one would do their job, right? But someone like Elon Musk, that person, that's like the leader of the 300. He's sending in the squad to do the damage. That kind of guy, Elon Musk, is the kind of person that can redirect an entire nation. He's the kind of guy that can redirect everybody. And he has a massive following on Twitter, right? But this very guy, he's also coming out with self-driving vehicles, which is going to probably remove millions of trucking jobs. Same kind of guy that's coming out with robotics, give it a boring and tedious task, which is essentially almost all middle-class jobs, right? He's the same kind of guy doing all these different things. But he's the kind of guy also that wants to say freedom of speech. He's the kind of guy that really cares about what you think about Biden or what you think about Trump. I don't know. To me, it seems like an ultimate power play. He's got a large following on Twitter, and now him acquiring Twitter, all that would do is build out his following in a massive level. I'm talking massive. Even if he does this, let's say he does the freedom of speech movement thing for 6 months or a year, all that's going to do is build more trust and authority in that audience. And as he continues to pump a new direction or a new idea or a new thing, it's the return on that money, the return on that power is unlimited. It's insane. And what I think is very fascinating here is I think that this power play could be it's worth paying attention to what Elon's done so far on Twitter. He's called out politicians, he's had his little controversy, but he's also pumped the hell out of Dogecoin, pumped Bitcoin, pumped cryptos. He's done a lot, and he's entered and exited coins and made massive gains, allegedly, all across the board. But he's also brought so much attention to crypto that, that otherwise wouldn't have been there. And during this whole period, when he's saying Dogecoin is going to be the next one and Bitcoin is going to be the next one, at that same time, the Fed is coming out with their own Fed coin. They're exploring. It's not here yet, but they're exploring, they say. And then Bill Gates and other people are saying, mining Bitcoin is bad for the environment. But what he could also be doing is bringing all this attention to digital currencies, and then maybe down the road we kind of pivot into a Fed situation. Who knows, right? But we have to ask ourselves, how can the guy that wants to replace and get rid of millions and millions of jobs, also considering to bring in Neuralink and Starlink and all these other companies. Get rid of millions and millions and millions of jobs. You think this guy cares about your freedom of speech? It's a big question. We have to ask ourselves, because sometimes, us humans, we're so short-sighted, we forget about some stuff in the past. But pay attention. Do you think Elon Musk genuinely cares about your freedom of speech? I don't know. I think that if he really cared about your freedom of speech, he wouldn't try to send you to the unemployment line. Just my opinion. But during this entire transition also, during this entire movement, we're now at this point in society where all these CEOs are stepping down. All of them. In massive scale. Over 1,300 CEOs stepped down in the last 2 years. Some of the biggest CEOs. Jack Dorsey's one of them. He stepped down, put a guy in place for 5 months, and then Elon Musk is now, going to be running the show. But look at these names. CEO of Microsoft, who sold over 50% of his stock. CEO of Microsoft. IBM, Hulu, CEO of Uber Eats, both CEOs of Salesforce, CEO of Match, Tinder, OkCupid, and Hinge, CEO of Bed Bath & Body Works, Victoria's Secret, Juul, Harley Davidson, T-Mobile, eBay, Johnson & Johnson, LinkedIn, MasterCard, and Jeff Bezos, Amazon, and about 1,300 other CEOs, all stepping down at this very moment, or over the last 2 years. They're all stepping down, and during this period of uncertainty, where people are wondering, what they can and can't say, and what's actually happening in the world, and this entire time when the narrative is being questioned, now Elon steps in to save the day. And at this very moment, all these new ventures Elon's doing, all these new changes happening in the world, where Biden is taking a new direction with energy and everything else, we're stepping into a situation in which also benefits Elon, right? Weird? Is it me, or am I the only one? Because when I'm on social media and seeing all these posts, I'm seeing some huge influencers with millions of subscribers. Everyone's chanting. Read the comment sections. Everyone's so excited about it. But it's really, can we be this naive? Do we really, really, really believe that this is all for us? This is all for America? Or is this ultimately just a huge distraction we're all being played? Curious as to what you think. I'm kind of the guy that's, whenever I read the headlines, I always ask myself, I know this is what they want us to read, but who's the gain from the other side of this? Who's the gain from writing this headline? That's the way that I always read every headline. Whenever someone tells me a story, I always ask myself, that's what they want me to believe, but what is actually truth? What is the real thing that actually happened here? And this is what they're saying with this Twitter Elon situation. But what is the real gain? What is the real gain here? It's authority, it's power, it's control. It's not for us, in my opinion. Curious as to yours. Drop it below. Hit the like button. YouTube's going to share the content, educate more people. Subscribe here. Subscribe also on my second channel. It's going to be a podcast on the 4th of May. Also, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Insta, TikTok. All the links are in the banner. Catch you guys later.